Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the tutorial series. This is your host, Nighthawk, and right now we're doing a Railcraft tutorial on the Railcraft iron tanks. You'll see a kind of a great big huge scaffold off to the center of the screen there that's pumping out an oil well right now. Um, what we're doing is we're pumping that oil well into this great big huge tank right here. And we're going to take a look at how we build these tanks. And then we'll take a look at that tank and see just how much resources you can store inside one of these tanks. The Railcraft tanks are very customizable in size and shape, so there's really kind of one fit any size that you might like. So to start with, you need a rolling machine, and you put 9 iron ingots in, just like so. Fill every slot, just kind of like you're making an iron block. That will give you iron plates. Uh, with the current update, rolling machines do require Buildcraft power in order to function. So we're not actually going to get these plates out of the rolling machine as it is right now. Uh, but that is the recipe that will give you the iron plates. Those iron plates are required for all of the various components that you need to build your tanks. And there's 3 separate types of blocks, and I'm going to use auto crafting tables just so that we can show the recipes here. The first uh, type of block for your tanks is an iron tank wall. This is kind of the main framework of your tank and is used to build all of the framework and fill in the vast majority of your tank. The next type of block is, let's see if I do this correctly. The next one is your valves, and it is done by, I thought I had a lever in my inventory already. Apparently, I managed to take that out. Uh, and that's made by putting 4 of your iron plates around the center, and then surrounding or putting iron bars in the corner. And you can make iron bars by putting 6 uh, iron ingots, just kind of like you're making fences, except for it will with iron ingots, and it will make iron bars. And that will give you the iron tank valve. I'll show you what those are needed for here in just a moment as well. And the last one that we need is the iron tank gauge, which we take glass panes. We still put the iron plates in a plus shape around the middle and give an X shape with glass panes will give us iron tank gauges. Now what we do here, now that we have those items, and I am in creative mode for this just because the quantities are significant, you will use up a very large amount of iron in the process of doing this, so make sure you have lots of resources available. So these tanks come in let's see, in 3 basic footprints. They'll come in a 3x3, and you start by building your. I seem to be stuck at the moment here. Give me just a second to get my client to unstick. You start by building your structure first. So the base footprint will be either 3x3. It can also be, let's see, do I have enough room here? 3, 4, 5. It can be 5x5, like so. And like this largest of the tanks, it can also be 7x7. Now you start with the bottom square like so. The height of these tanks can be anywhere from 4 blocks high. So we go 4 blocks. Let me just get this back to sunrise here. Uh, so you'd start with 4 blocks high, and it can be anywhere up to 8 blocks high, as this large tank is over here. And ultimately the size of the tank is what determines how much liquid it can hold. And basically, you just start by building the outside frame with the tank walls. The frame, all of the outside frame must be built using the tank walls. You can't use the gauges or valves for any of those components. But once you have the outside built, then you fill in the rest of these gaps with any combination of tank walls. You can fill in with gauges. You can add the valves, and the valves are very important for getting fluids in and out of these tanks. Uh, you can The valves are the only place that pipes or the Railcraft loaders or any other liquid access is able to interact. And the other factor here is, in order to completely empty one of these tanks and actually access liquid from it, you have to have a valve on this second layer of it. Obviously, you can't have it at on the edge at the bottom here, but you could put a valve in the bottom center if you were so inclined, and access all your fluid that way. But it can't be, in order to access liquid out of your tank, it cannot be higher than this level. So if we fill in the rest of these with these tank gauges, I do like using the gauges because it lets you see fluid as it fills up, which is a really cool feature. And now you can see that all of those kind of joined and turned into a really nice texture there. And then also, as soon as you right click on it at this stage, you can see that it's turned into a tank. Now if you hover over this left section here, you can see that it will hold up to 576,000 resources, basically, gallons, whatever you want to call it, of any liquid. So it will hold oil, fuel, biofuel, honey. It can hold oil, your creosote oil, basically any liquid. You could even fill it with water. Any liquid in the game, and Buildcraft compatible liquid, can be held into this tank. So that's 576 buckets worth of water that this one holds. And I think the reason I'm lagging a little bit here is it's trying to search to see if there's a complete tank here right now. So let me go ahead and make this into a basic tank. You can fill in layers in advance, you just cannot actually complete the whole tank. You can't complete all of the side pieces, inside edges, before you have all of the frame complete, or it won't actually convert into a tank. You also cannot have any stray pieces, no extra blocks that are just broken inside of the tank. I found out the hard way that those won't work either. It won't actually convert while there's something inside it. So get that side, and now just need the top. It can be handy to have, if you're going to fill this from a couple of different places, it might be handy to have a couple of different valves on the top or at various spots on the side that you're going to use to fill it. I like to I personally really like to have one side that is completely gauges so that you can see the entire inside of the tank. Um, Besides the fact that they just look really pretty that way. And uh, it's also a really good idea to have lots of valves on that second layer so that you can have good access to getting fuel or whatever out of your tank. Uh, so yeah, that's the basic idea of building these. And in just a second, we'll take a look at the largest tank that is currently possible. Hoping that as soon as I finish building this, the lag that I'm experiencing a little bit here will subside. So there's that tank finished. And that 5x5 by, let's see what it is, that 6 tank will hold 2.4 million of whatever liquid that you so desire. So now you can see this tank has been filling off of the oil well for a little while here. And it holds a total of 6.2 million resources. And it currently has 400,000 oil in it. So it's slowly building up. And what you could do here is for your resource collection, you could build yourself a couple of really big tanks to collect oil into and pipe it in, or use Railcraft to bring oil in from various oil wells around your area. And then from that oil tank, you can pump it out into refineries that would then fill up other tanks with fuel, and possibly have tanks of water and other resources that you might need. So, uh, also, in order to pump out, you just hook up a wooden pipe directly to one of these valves with any sort of an engine to pump out, and connect that up to wherever you want it to go. So let's say, well, I didn't do this particularly well for this example. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and search for wooden. And get myself a wooden waterproof pipe. Some more gold waterproof pipes. And a redstone engine. And a lever. And we should be able to hook that up this way. So even though these are matched directly here, actually, they might actually connect all the way. I just need a wrench in order to, I need the correct wrench here. Is it this one? There we go. And let's stick a redstone engine here and light it up. So what that should do is we should see some oil transfer between these two tanks. So that's just another way that you could move resources between tanks. As you can see, as I keep falling off my little man-made platform here, you can see the oil level. It shows pretty well how full the tank is at a relative level. It's not necessarily going to show you exactly how full, but kind of give you a general idea where you're at on that level. So now this center tank has 7,000 oil in it. So anyway, I hope this gives you guys an idea how to make use of some of these Railcraft tanks. We're going to be making use of them on Oh, I got water going in, flooding my pipe there. Uh, so if I was building this the correct way, then I would have a filter that would divert the water off into a different tank, or possibly even just dump it right back into the water. Um, but this is not a tutorial on how to do oil wells. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial, and hope it gives you an idea on how to make use of these Railcraft tanks. They are a very cool feature. Uh, Definitely way easier to use than the than just stacking up the old glass tanks. They do use a lot of iron, so make sure that you are prepared for the cost. Uh, Even just this small tank here probably goes through, I want to say, somewhere around a stack or two, maybe a stack and a half of iron just to build this tank. So, very expensive on the iron, but very well worth it. So, hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Please like, subscribe, and hit comments, and I greatly appreciate your feedback. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.